What's the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. The Minnesota Vikings lost to the Denver Broncos 20-21 in Sunday Night Football this past weekend. You know, I alluded to it in the podcast with Sam last week that I felt like this Josh Dobbs hype was a little bit too good to be true, and I had a feeling that we'd be brought back down to earth at some point. And it was a few games earlier than I'd hoped. We saw some extremely athletic plays. We saw some extremely intelligent plays from the passionaut, but we also saw a couple of wayward passes that should have been really picked off, and the Denver Broncos defense was able to trap Josh Dobbs and make him panic a little bit, especially towards the end of the game where they were rushing 4-5 on Josh Dobbs and made him lose a bit of rhythm. Surtain was able to lock down Jordan Addison, and that sort of limited the receivers that Josh Dobbs had available. Credit to the Broncos defense. They played aggressive. We'll get to that in 1 second, but they did lock down Jordan Addison and limit KJ and TJ. The Vikings started the game well. The defense limited the Broncos to a field goal early on, and you had that incredible Josh Dobbs touchdown where he extended the play. Looked like he was going out of bounds. Managed to shrug off a tackle. And use his initiative really to just dump off the ball to Oliver in the end zone. An incredible play. I know the commentary were sort of liking that play to Patrick Mahomes almost. I wouldn't go that far, but it was a really, really nice play. And KOC's face on the sideline said it all. Extending plays, using his legs, just something that the Vikings haven't really had with Kirk. I mean, you know what you're getting with Kirk. Extreme accuracy, play action, passes all day long, efficient quarterback, but he doesn't, when he feels pressure, he tends to just roll with the punches and secure the football and take that sack, whereas Josh Dobbs is extending these plays and it's refreshing as a Vikings fan to see. Josh Dobbs also had the running touchdown. I think there was a crazy stat during the game. Is it the first Vikings player to have a passing and running touchdown in his first 3 games? I'll have to double check that one. But yeah, incredible stuff from the passionaut. Again, using his legs. Again, he's not afraid to put his head down and run into the end zone when he sees a pocket of space. Incredible play. Vikings fans again were thinking, This guy's something else. He's taken us to the promised land. We can't fault him so far at all. You know, a few errors crept into his game in the second half. Again, I'm not too sure if Kevin O'Connell's play calling hindered him a little bit. Surtain was locking down Addison, and he was limited with the receivers. I suppose that's an excuse in a way, but when the game's on the line, can't be making small mistakes. And really, we had 3 turnovers in the game, but it could have been more if the Denver Broncos defense picked off some of these wayward passes from Dobbs. There are a couple of key moments in the game that need to be looked at, I suppose. That dirty hit from the Broncos defensive back right into the chest and helmet of Dobbs. I don't know how that was not given as a penalty on field. It's just baffling. You know, the player had been suspended for that kind of tackle this season. So for him to go and do that again, lowering the head into the chest and in lower grill area of Josh Dobbs, a hard hit, an illegal hit. But for him to do that again is just complete stupidity, to be honest. Today it's been announced that he's been suspended 4 games for that tackle. He's been suspended 4 games, but yet it wasn't deemed a penalty in game in a critical condition on 3rd and 1. I don't quite understand NFL officiating sometimes. You've got every scoring play is reviewed, but yet you're still measuring whether it's a first down by a stick in some chains, and yet no one can pick up on a call like this. It's just baffling to me. You know, you've got VAR in football right now that aren't picking up decisions, and you've got again in the NFL where video assistant refereeing has been used for a long time now, but it's not being used correctly, and there's still old-fashioned methods that need to be ironed out of the game. I can't comprehend it sometimes. KOC and the Vikings got brave in their play calling late on in the game with 2 explosive plays on 4th down. The first one being the fake punt that was given as a run play to Ty Chandler. Again, shout out Ty Chandler. He's been balling out recently. Give Ty Chandler more opportunities. Give him running back 1. I think he deserves it, and I think he's more explosive currently than Madison. And then we also had the other explosive play on 4th down. But it's so frustrating as a Vikings fan that came to nothing. That came to no points. That should have been. We should have taken those opportunities and killed the game right there and then. Whether that be play calling, whether or not being aggressive enough, whether that be not finding solutions to wide receivers being locked up or wayward passes. It's just frustrating. We need to execute better at that point in the ball game. That game could have been killed off right there and then, but allowing the Denver Broncos back into it. Russell Wilson's got some flack over the past couple of years for his corny catchphrases and not having the ability that he had at the Seahawks, but credit where it's due. They've beaten the Bills, the Chiefs and the Vikings 3 straight weeks. I think they're on a 4-game win streak. And if you allow Russell Wilson a chance, he's going to score, he's going to take it. And it was just a mismatch, that touchdown in the end. The Broncos receivers, 6'6" something crazy tall. And Mekhi Blackman was just, he just didn't have enough vertical jump to try and pop that out. Gave the Broncos a 1-point lead, and Vikings just ran out of time. They had 3 timeouts, which was a little bit annoying that we couldn't get anything going. I think they were looking at the sideline a little bit too much. Just try something downfield, but they're worried about Josh Dobbs' accuracy during that game and certain players being locked down. Then there's a risk of that being intercepted. It ends the Vikings' 5-game win streak. The Lions just somehow beat the Bears, which was frustrating because the Bears were up. Now it's out of our hands to try and win the division. We've got to hope that the Lions slip up, but I think their schedule is favourable, so it's not looking good. But as long as we keep winning, I think our playoff chances are still around 80%. So if we handle business, we've got the Bears next week. We should still be okay, but we just have to keep our fingers crossed that the Lions slip up a little bit. We've got the Bears next week, as I said, Monday Night Football. The big question is Justin Jefferson going to be back? Well, I think we need him back at this point in time. We're on such a high with the Josh Dobbs hype, and I think that's just taking a little bit of a dip, and I feel like having JJ back would just be beneficial for the team all round. And Josh Dobbs himself especially. If he's not going to be back, it's not the end of the world. We've got the bye the week after, and then he should be fully ready to go after the bye. But yeah, we can't lose. We cannot lose to the Bears on Monday. That will really bring other teams back into the mix for that 7th seed. And we want to be firmly in this playoff race, not in a pressure situation come the end of the year. But yeah, let us know, Vikings fans, what was your thought on the game? Josh Dobbs, is he still the guy to take us to the promised land? And yeah, rolling the Bears, and fingers crossed that the Packers can beat the Lions. But yeah, cheers for listening, everyone. SKOL Vikes, peace out.